So here we have two options, Redis as a store and a plain express session. Redis is a store where once you logged in, a session will be returned to the client with the cookies, and that session will be stored inside Redis. So even when you restart your application, your session will be in the Redis and you should be able to log in. So in the real world scenario, let's say you log in and your application got downtime or application restarted and you still accessing the protected APIs when server comes up. So you should be able to access it because your session is in the Redis and your API request will be validated correctly. But what if we are not using Redis? Plain express session, you logged in, express sessions has been returned. Now application restarted. Now again you are trying to hit any protected APIs, then you will get unauthorized because your session has been lost when you restart the server, and when you are coming back again, once the server comes up, you will get unauthorized error. So let's try to compare both these things together. So let's first do with the Redis as a store. So we already have a Redis client, Redis service, Redis module. We will try to play with this thing. This is the one. So here in the express session object, first argument is a store. Store is coming from Redis store. Redis store is actually module. Here we are passing Redis client. Prefix is the session. Session is the prefix key for the Redis keys which will be stored there. Okay. So now if we try to run the application, so this is the whole setup. Here I wanted to highlight the code. That's why. So we got the app module. Then we got the Redis service instance. From Redis service we are doing get client. So we got the Redis client. Because here this is the very critical, because if you try to play with other examples or other Redis connect versions, then you will get a compatibility errors. So do it this way. This is the right way. So you got a store object, new Redis store, and you are passing a Redis client and a prefix session. And here that store you are passing in the app.use session object. First argument is session, secret, and the cookies object. This is the simple example that we are playing with, where we are passing Redis as a store. Now we will try to just run the application and see how it really works. npm run start dev, npm run, I think let's go to the correct directory. We started the application now. Redis is already up and running. Using Redis client we are able to connect to that. Now here first is the login. Okay, do the post and we are able to log in. That's it. Second, we got the cookies. Now you can see this is the cookies has been returned. Cookie has been returned. Now we will do this. Second API is the session. We are not passing anything in the body, and we got this whole object. So this is the response returned from the session API. That is what I'm hitting after I log in. So this is saying is authenticated true, session information and user object. That means I'm perfectly fine. I'm able to access my protected APIs after login. Now let's play with the restarting the application, right? So here I can see the cookies are available. Now we'll try to restart and see how it works. So you can go inside the container and try to see what all keys are there. You just need to use the simple command Redis CLI and the keys star. It will give you all the keys which are available inside the Redis. So now I have restarted my application and my application restarted. I can see all the same keys in the Redis. All are available as it is. I will try to do the login and I can see my application works. So that was the first example that application कैसे काम कर रही है. I'm able to access the application even after my session expires. Now next thing is let's comment out the store. I restarted my application. I do the login. Same demo without just a store. That's a simple example. I got this. I got the cookies. I will try to access my protected APIs now. So first of all, I actually corrupted the cookies, right? And I will try to access the session API. It is giving me the forbidden. That is correct, right? Because I changed the cookies. Now new cookies are going and it is not accepted. So now let's see the next example is I got the login. I got the cookies. And now I will try to restart the application. First of all, without starting this application, I am able to get the session. That means I can access the protected APIs. Everything works fine. And now restart the application. Magic will happen now. I restarted the application and now I'm getting forbidden. So that is what the whole demo is about. Once you start the application, you are getting the forbidden error, right? Because your session is destroyed in the express session, it was not persisted, and now you will get a forbidden. So you have to do login again. So if your server get restarted and you are using this approach without Redis, all users will get logged out. They have to forcefully log in again to work with the application, right? So this is the whole demo I was talking about, and this was the use case, session based authentication